Welcome to Chat with T. I'm your host, Miss T. Hey, friends, let's get into it. Welcome to the podcast. Okay, go ahead and grab your favorite tea or your favorite beverage. All right, or if you're exercising, walking, cleaning the house, let's get into it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about two dad duos or dad son duos. Okay, and one actually the funny part about it is one of the duos is actually seems like they're doing okay, and the other one is having a hard time. So we're going to talk about both sets. The first set, okay, is, believe it or not, Kevin Sr., Kevin Hunter Sr. and Kevin Hunter Jr., and that would be Wendy Williams' ex-husband and her son. How you doing? Okay, all right. So I'm here to share an update. It's gonna be short and sweet on the update, okay? But basically, Kevin Sr. came out and said, "Hey, Kevin Jr. is doing great," and he basically congratulated him on his 3.6 GPA average that he received in his senior year in college. And kudos to Kevin Jr. I think that's absolutely awesome. So we can give him kudos. Yay. Okay, that's awesome. So good job, Wendy and Kevin. Okay. Now, the only thing about it is, of course, there got to be a flip side that I didn't care for in the article, and I do appreciate the article, okay? Because we wouldn't have known about it had they not printed the article. But the part I didn't care about in the article is that it made it sound like this is what it says. It says Kevin Jr., blah blah blah, good grades amid his mom's this, that, and the third, like his mom's financial issues or something to that effect. Okay, here's my only issue with it. It's not that the correction is this. Kevin Jr. is doing very well, but it's not amid Wendy Williams issues or whatever. It's amid his circumstances in general, his parents in general, because his dad, in my opinion, definitely didn't help Wendy. Okay, to me, he wasn't helping Wendy. Well, when I say that, you know what I mean. He did some things that definitely hindered you know what I mean, that hindered her recovery. Okay, if that makes sense, right? A couple things. Okay, he had an affair a long 10 years or so. Okay, and then he had a baby on her outside the marriage. I don't have to go any further. That's what I mean. Okay. But nevertheless, I didn't care for how the article kind of blamed or put all of the pressure on Wendy, like as if she was the only one that did anything. But nevertheless, the good point about it is Kevin is doing good in school. I'm so happy to hear that he actually finished the semester up and did it well with good grades. So kudos to him. Moving past that, I'll let that alone. Okay. Moving past that, let's get on to the next set. The next dad and son duo. My goodness, the next set. Now listen. The next set, the gentleman or the senior, the dad, I am a big fan of. Nah. Okay? I'm a big fan. I grew up watching this gentleman, okay, in concerts. All right. In fact, it was one of the first concerts I went to. All right. Who am I talking about? Who am I speaking of? I am talking about his actual name is Percy Robert Miller Sr., known as Master P. Okay, Master P was born April 29th, 1970. Okay, he's an American rapper, executive record producer, actor, and entrepreneur. And he's the founder of No Limit Records. And he's done a lot of things, right? So, I mean, if you know anything, Master P is known for his grind, for his strong work ethic. Okay. But we're going to get into all of that, just information, background on Master P. But basically, Master P was married to his ex-wife for 24 years. Okay. All right. And then they divorced. And apparently she divorced him. Um, and and then within all of that, Master P had 9 children. And out of the 9 children, Romeo is the oldest. So he's the elder son of 9. Okay. All right. That's good information. Okay. So let's get into it. So right now, Master P and his son have been going, as in Romeo, been going back and forth on social media, which I think is actually absolutely ludicrous. I hate hearing about all that. I was like, oh my goodness. But nevertheless, they've been going back and forth. So this is how the whole debacle started, right? So Master P came out and he spoke to, commented on, posted something to the wake of DJ dancer Stephen Twitch boss's tragic passing, which just recently happened. If you know, Twitch died, okay, and unfortunately he died because he just no longer wanted to be here, and it was just a very sad thing, very very sad thing. And the other part about this is that I really didn't even know who Twitch really was, to be totally honest, at first. Um, and I really, really got into Twitch just a month ago. No joke. Like I seen him, I seen his face, and I know he was with Ellen, but I really didn't watch the Ellen show, to be totally honest. I didn't really watch the Ellen show. But I knew, I was like, he looks familiar. So I saw him come out in a couple TikToks or something. It might have been Instagram, I don't know. But his family came out and I thought that was so cute, and I was addicted immediately to their dancing and the joy, this, that, and the third. And it was so sweet. And I just started watching them and just started getting really used to watching them come on and dance. I think I binge watched them one day. I just loved it. Just ate it up. And then recently, this just found out he passed, and that just made my soul so sad because he seems such a light, right? Like he has like a great soul. So it was just very tragic. But moving on, I just thought I'd share that with you. May he rest in peace. Okay. Moving on. So basically, by posting, Master P posted that particular, um, however you want to put it, I guess dedication to DJ dancer Stephen Twitch, boss's tragic, right, passing. Basically, for whatever reason, Romeo, his son, the elder son, and they call him Little Romeo, he was triggered he was triggered by all of this. He was very triggered. I was like, oh wow. Like he came out blasting his dad. Like he came out like boom, 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 guns blazing, okay? He came out here with a whole poem, this, that, and the third. I was like, what is going on? He was pissed off, okay? And at first I was like, why is he so when I first started hearing about it, I was like, why is he so mad? So of course I got to reading and listening and this, that, and the third. Like, why is this young man so pissed off at his dad? Well, first of all, it starts out, and let me tell you a little bit more. Their Master P's daughter, Tatiana, aka Tay Tay or Tata Miller, her name is spelled Tytyana, and she passed due to overdose a few months ago. May she rest in peace, okay? And also her accidental overdose allegedly was related to mental health. And I remember Master P coming out and speaking to that effect. I don't know all the details, but clearly it was something related to mental health and drug use, okay? That's what I heard. All right? Allegedly. So that's what I thought that the son was mad about. And apparently the crazy part about it, Master P thought the same thing. He thought Romeo was mad about the post to Twitch, and he was grieving his sister, the loss of his sister, Miss Tatiana, right? So it says, the article reads, I thought this was about DJ Twitch and about my daughter's death. Master P penned on Sunday. This is heartbreaking. You just exposed that this really about money. I watched other celebrities go through this. I'm not playing into this anymore. God knows the truth. So clearly, Master P got pissed off now, okay? And so he comes out and he says all these things. And we'll get into a little bit of what he says and then we'll move on. Master P added that he's now at peace, saying he worked hard to get my family out of the ghetto. He also accused Romeo of acting Hollywood and spoiled for throwing a social media tantrum. And I'm going to say I agree with Master P on that. I do. I agree with him on this part. Nickelodeon only paid a few G's an episode, and someone would have to sell at least 10 million records to pay my taxes. Every time I fell off, I got up and went to work. He wrote before adding, I didn't blame anyone for my failures. You start this social media rant, so what's your plan besides showing the world you're entitled, spoiled at 30 plus, and throwing a tantrum on social media? The entrepreneur admitted that he's still growing as a man and a parent, but his family treats him like a cash machine. I don't care about an image. The bloggers can have their laughs this week. I'm going to keep working, keep praying, and let God guide me. Mental illness is real, he concluded before tagging his son. So, Master P said a mouthful, okay? He said a mouthful. So anyway, so basically, all of that, Master P came out and he posted this. It was a whole thing on his Instagram. And he basically apologized and said, hey, if I'm wrong, I apologize. Okay?
Today a sad day because I got to get out of character and put this on the internet, which I don't want to do. But I try to call my son. People say, why you call? I did. He don't call back. It's been months. So my question is to Romeo. Like, if you've been in the business for long as you've been in, and you're a 30-something-year-old man, and if you've been around me, watching me hustle and do my thing, why you not where you want to be at? Because that means you're not listening. That means you want to do your own thing. You done brought your own circle of people, but you can't get mad at me because I really thought this was about, the only reason I entertained this on social media, I thought that was about the DJ Twitch post I put up, and I thought it was about my daughter's death. I thought you was grieving. Mental illness is...
He also mentioned a couple things that I'm just going to share. He mentioned that, you know, people probably were asking, like, why is he out on social media? He can't get a hold of you. And he was like, no, he was like, I tried to reach out and just that and the third, and he wouldn't respond. And then he blasted me on social media, basically, is what I heard him say. Okay? And of course, I will definitely tag it down in my comment section or my information section. You're welcome to check out the entire article in its entirety, right? Okay. So anyway, this was basically what he said, but it's just the whole thing. And honestly, after he posted that, he also said this. He said this would be the last time that I come on here and I say anything else about this. Because he said, I just wanted to say my piece. He said he was at peace, right? And so we're like, okay, cool. So he's done with it. He's tried to apologize. He's basically asked Romeo to call, reach out. They can talk about it and they can do it in private, this, that, and the third. He's basically saying that he said that, you know, we can work together, blah, blah, blah. And that's what he said, and it ended at that, right? Which I thought was very grown up of him, and I don't blame him. He's like, I'm not coming back. This is it, okay? Boom. Now, after all of this, after the speech that Master P put out, basically talking to his son, you would think that this whole thing will be over because they've been going back and forth. This is just some of the communication that's been going back and forth, okay? But you think they'd be done, but no, they're not. They weren't done. Believe it or not, they're not done. Do you know? I thought they were done, and the next thing I looked up, and Romeo came out again, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? Wow!" And then so, basically, Romeo came out. All of that. Let me say one more thing before I get into the next segment of this whole debacle. The gist of it all, and that what I just said, is that Romeo was not just upset about the actual him posting and saying he was a hypocrite and all of that. He was mad also about the money. So he basically was mad about saying he didn't get paid. That's really important. I apologize. I don't know if I necessarily said that earlier. So he was mad about not getting paid. So we're gonna get into a little bit of that and wrap this up. Okay. I hope you're keeping up with me. It's so much back and forth, right? Anyway, again, I go back. So Romeo Miller continues to lash out at his father, Master P, most recently accusing the legendary mogul for withholding his earnings from his stake in the Wrap Snacks brand. Does anyone know anything about the Wrap Snack brand? I kind of vaguely remember him saying something about it, but as in Master P, but I've never had them. I never tried them. I've never seen them in the store. I don't know. Maybe it depends on where you live, but I've never seen them. Anyway, I looked it up, and they're really cute. They're very cute snacks, and they have Romeo's face on it. Maybe that's just something I'm just deprived. Okay. I know Master P made like, or he makes, or they produce, or they sell like ramen or Roman, depends on where you live, noodles. Okay. Anyway, I'll finish. I'm on a tangent. Let me go on. In an Instagram post on Monday, December 19th, the 33-year-old revealed he'll be receiving his first check from the company which he helped promote and endorse over 15 years. Okay, all right. And I did my research. He did. His face was all over the little packages. So yeah. I guess so many words, I guess he did. And he says this: I would like to thank James and Taylor of Rap Snacks for seeking the truth and doing proper business. The former child star wrote in the lengthy note, this year I will get my first Rap Snacks check and finally start receiving my earnings from my bags. I was told as a kid that we owned Rap Snacks and that my payday would come after we put in work and sold the company. Silly me. Okay. He continued, added, I promoted a company for free for 15 plus years based on the words of my pops without being allowed to see any contracts or even meet with the team. And I stay loyal. But I'm entitled and ungrateful now. Okay, so we're gonna stop there on that part. So Romeo's going off, and I could read more and go private. That's what I think. And get some help. There are clearly some issues going on. He sounds like a spoiled brat, but there's clearly some family issues going on there because he's the oldest. And what I mean by that is there are probably some things he's probably seen or heard that the younger children didn't hear. So he knows his dad very well. He knows the old version of his dad, and he knows the dad that made all this money dad. So he knows both worlds. So it could be a lot of things. Master P worked a lot, of course. Here's my conclusion. I assume because the way that Master P speaks, he worked a lot and worked a lot of hours. Therefore, he probably wasn't in the house or the home as often as Romeo or the other children would have wanted him to be. But anyway, I'm just saying, okay? And then they're also down in the comment section. Some people were like, sometimes fathers are wrong and are jealous of the children. Mm, that's one comment. And then another comment said, really, really, this dude is only relevant because of the empire his father created and he is complaining. Seriously? That was another comment. And then another comment said, it's that ICDC education. Okay. The next one says, Romeo, shh. And then another commenter said, this definitely sounds like the truth and P sounds guilty. I have a dad just like him. No accountability. Well, that's it. That's all. That's all I have. That's my 2-3 cents on it. All I can see, at the end of it all, to be totally honest, the gist of it all really is that it didn't need to be placed online. I think the part that wrong, whether there be issues or not, whether that Master P be wrong or not, I don't think it should have been blasted on social media. That's my biggest thing about this. I'm not saying they don't have problems. I'm not saying Master P ain't done something. He needs to do something. I'm not saying any of that. I am saying this. They need to handle this in house, at home, in private. And I don't mean that I mean they should go to a counselor and sit down and get it squared away and work it out. Life's too short. They already lost a loved one. Master P lost his darling daughter, and Romeo lost his lovely sister. So they need to squash this thing, and or at least get in front of a counselor, try to squash it, but stay off of social media with it because we can't really help them. But you know, anyway, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. I know it was a long, long podcast. Okay. But let me know what you think about it, right? Do you even care? Or first of all, do you think Romeo's a spoiled brat? Or do you think he's right about speaking his mind about his dad? Do you think Master P is right? Just let me know what you think. I'm curious. And your opinions are always welcome here. Just be respectful. As I always say, we can't change anyone else. We only can change ourselves, focus on the things that we can control and not on the things we can't. I'll be back with another one. Thank you. Bye. Take care.